Happy morning, children. Now we will discuss this solved example which is given on page number 104. Now, here from the following solved examples, we will learn how the tables given, which I had explained you, the first tables given and the deductions available to individuals are used to compute, means to calculate income tax. Now here Mr. Matre is 50 years old. So if it's up to 60 years, table 1 is there. So Mr. Matre is 50 years old, so table 1 will be applicable for him. Okay. His gross total income is rupees 12 lakh. I told you the meaning of gross total income means one yearly income per month in 12 months, total 12 months, what amount you have earned in 1 year, right? That is his total gross income is 12 lakh. Now, he has invested in the following amounts in different schemes. Now, here insurance premium, investments in PPF, Public Provident Fund, investment in Provident Fund and National Saving Certificates. So, these are his savings. So, on this savings, what will happen? There will be no tax. So, these are called as savings and deductions. So, we are going to, from the total gross income, whatever he is having, we are going to subtract these deductions, these savings. So, here first step will be, we will write total yearly income. Now, for this question, as it's being said, you have to calculate permissible deductions, taxable income and the income tax payable, that is total income tax has to be calculated, and taxable income, that in the first example which I explained you how it is, and deductions also explained you, and total find out the permissible deductions. Now I told you, if everyone is going to say we don't want to pay tax and they will only be doing savings in all this provident fund and all this, then who will pay income tax to the government? So, according to the government rule, maximum we can deduct, that is permissible deduction, is only 1,50,000. And if it exceeds, if suppose your total deduction here, instead of here, now you see here, total has been added. What is his total savings? That is 1,50,000. So, this savings will be deducted, minus. But if suppose instead of 1,50,000 is the maximum permissible limit, when we were discussing how we compute the income tax, that time I had told you that here according to section 80C, rupees 1,50,000 is the maximum permissible deductions. If everyone is going to do like this, then who will pay income tax to the government? So maximum 1,50,000 we can be deducted. If it is 2 lakh, then also you only 1,50,000 will be considered. Like that it is. So now, see here. I see it's written also here. According to section 80C, a maximum deduction of rupees 1,50,000 is permissible. So these all the savings have to be added. These are the deductions. Okay. So first we will write what is the total yearly income. First step. Then all these deductions. Now what have to do? Taxable income will be amount in first, that is here, total yearly income minus 1,50,000. That is 10,50,000 is the taxable income. So I hope you understood. See the for earlier example, they said no, that there are no deduction. That time I gave you this example only. In Mr. Mehta's example we took, that for him there is no deduction because he is not having any savings. No savings means no deduction. So here what is happening? Because there is savings, so there is deduction. So the taxable income will be what? Total yearly income minus these deductions. That is 1,50,000. So that is giving you 10,50,000. So this is the taxable income. Now what has to be done? We have to calculate the income tax. Now we will see the table. So the taxable income is 10,50,000. So in which slab Mr. Mhatre will come? His age is 50 years. So table 1. So table 1, 10,50,000 no, is the taxable income. So it will come here in this slab. More than 10 lakh. Now more than 10 lakh means what? He has to pay 1,12,500. This amount he has to pay, that is fixed, plus 30% on taxable income minus 10 lakh. Okay, so what you have to do? Taxable income we already got. What is our taxable income? 10,50,000. So here it's already done. Mr. Mhatre's taxable income is 10,50,000, which is greater than 10 lakh. So we got our answer. So according to table 1, income tax will be equal to 1 lakh. I already discussed with you. 1,12,500 plus 30% of total income minus 10 lakh. It is actually taxable income. Instead of total income, you will write taxable income. What is taxable income? 10,50,000 minus 10 lakh. So here they have already done. 10,50,000 taxable income minus 10 lakh is giving you 50,000. So this 50,000, you have to find 30% of it. See, 30% of taxable income minus 10 lakh it should be. Okay. So here, how will you calculate income tax? Income tax is equal to this fixed amount has to be paid, 1,12,500 plus 50,000 into 30 upon 100. So you calculate, you get the answer 1,27,500. This is the income tax, not the total income tax. Now on this income tax, we have to pay. See, I told you education cess and secondary education cess. Tax on tax. So on this income tax, you have to pay education cess. So education cess is 2% of income tax. What is income tax? 1,27,500. So 2% of 1,27,500, it gives you 2,550 rupees. And secondary and higher secondary education says 1,27,500. That is 1%. I told you. That is easy to remember. For all the slabs, it is the same only. Secondary and higher secondary is 1%. That is 1 upon 100. So what you are getting? 1,275 rupees after calculation. So here, see, total income tax will be the income tax which we got. This one, education cess and secondary education cess. So what is the Mhatre's taxable income? Tax payable is 1,31,325. So like this, a long process is there. It's a 4-mark question in exam, where the concept has to be understood properly. The age factor has to be seen, and what is the gross total income, that has to be checked first properly. Deductions, all the savings have to be deducted. Maximum permissible limit also has to be checked. You should not do like this, 1,50,000 only. If it is less than that, no problem. But if it is more than that, then also you have to keep 1,50,000 only. Okay. So this way you have to solve.